Good day, everybody. It is May the 5th at 12:45. Um, I am doing something out here today. Yeah, I'm doing something out here today in the gardens. That's what we're looking at. Some of the gardens here. But yeah, I thought I might come out here today and show you my fertilizer. It's in this bucket. I've been collecting it up for the winter. I just threw the last of the eggshells that I had in the freezer. I didn't bother baking them, but this other the powdered stuff here, right here, it's your chicken bones, and your eggshells and coffee grinds and banana peels and some Epsom salt in there. And it's a nice fine powder, except for the eggshells I threw in there today. But yeah, it's a nice powder. Okay, from your chicken bones or your eggshells, right, or your banana peels. And how I got it down to here, down to this nice powder. My chicken bones I baked at about 280. For about 3 or 4 hours after I made some stuff that I boiled. I forget what it's called, but I boiled the chicken bones for, not boiled them, I brung them to a boil, and then I simmered them for 24 hours, and I canned that, and then I canned it. But then right after, I saved up the chicken bones and did that, and then when I boiled them and that and made the bone broth, that's what it's called, bone broth, and I baked them at 280 for 3-4 hours until I was able to break them, the bigger bones, with my hands. And then I took them to the blender and blended them up. And same thing with the eggshells. I baked them at 280 for about 10 minutes or so. And then the banana peels, I did the same thing at about 280 until they were brittle and dry. And I took both of them and put them in a coffee grinder and ground them up. And then the coffee grinds, I just percolated them and put them into this bucket. And I added some Epsom salts. And now today's the day I add them in there. And basically, I got to get into the garden here. So basically, all I need is the bucket. And I take a handful like this, right? Just go like that into the dirt. Just, nothing too spectacular. Just throw it in. So like that's probably enough for this area here. So that's all I do, and then after I get this in to all my gardens, I'll rotor till it. They say here in Canada and Ontario, where I live, May 2-4 weekend is about the time you want to go planting anything in the dirt. Guaranteed. No more frost and stuff like that. So no more frost. Yeah, and the dirt, right? So it's getting there. I need the rotor tiller it a little bit, 2 or 3 times more, and it's going to be really good soil this year. And I'm not buying any triple mix or anything from a nursery or anything this year, because last year I had added a bunch of leaves, a bunch of horse manure with some straw and hay in it, and that was all decomposed, almost fully decomposed, the horse manure and that. And then I put a bunch of ashes in there, and I've already rotor tilled it twice. and I'm just rotor because we had some nice weather a couple of weeks ago, about a week or so ago, and so now I'm just rotor tillering it and making things a little more, trying to help the rapid decomposition, the 6-month decomposition for soil, because that's what it is. I mulch things up, and I let things sit for the winter, and I rototill them, and to get that nice good dirt in there. So it's a bit of work, and so stuff, it doesn't come easy when you want certain stuff like food. So there we have it. I hope you learned something new today.